Oh, this is a funny story. So, as you guys know, I spoke about Rahat Austin, who is a Pakistani Christian seeking asylum in South Korea. And good news is that his deportation has been extended because he did manage to draw enough attention that they delayed his deportation. He could have been deported last Monday or the Monday before. Whenever I covered the story, we only had 24 hours or something. So anyway, so he sent me a news story that. And apparently, look, the embassies in these countries, the first information, the first job is to gather information. They're all spies, everyone, not just Pakistani embassy, everyone. That's their only business. They go to these functions, they hang around with the people in power, and they exchange information, get information, send it back to their home country, blah blah blah. So anyway, he says that Pakistani diplomats in South Korea are pretty hawkish, and they keep an eye on him. They've been planning his deportation for so long, etc., etc. But he found some real joy in this news story. Have a look at this. It's actually a funny story. In Pakistan, two Pakistani embassy employees caught allegedly shoplifting. One allegedly stole a chocolate bar worth only $1.70, and the other a hat worth $10. Our diplomats, I mean, imagine using your diplomatic immunity over a theft of a chocolate bar. $1.70 chocolate bar and $10 hat. And anyway, so because these guys are diplomats, they were released under the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations. Diplomats and their families may avoid arrest, detention, or indictment under certain laws of their host country. So obviously, the Pakistan embassy paid that amount, $1.70 and $10, and I think they will be sent back to Pakistan now. And they made a full use of Vienna Convention and diplomatic treaty. Diplomats can't be arrested. It reminded me of the story of Raymond Davis, who was an American diplomat who was more of a spy, I think Blackwater or something. So he was a fully trained killer. But he was under diplomatic immunity. He alleged that this is back in 2011 or 10, he alleged that he was about to be kidnapped by a bunch of Pakistani men who were on motorbikes, and they had guns on them. So he was in his car, so from inside the car, he shot them all dead. I think he killed 3 people or something. So he was arrested by the police, Raymond Davis. But again, diplomatic immunity. What do you do? So in a case like this, a petty theft, $1.70. This is pettier than petty. So $1.70. Yeah, sure. Just get the hell out of my country. And that's what the South Koreans would have said or did. But in this case, now there's murder there. Murder of 3 men. The relatives of the murdered men all professed their innocence. They said they had nothing to do with that. They had no such intentions, so it was muddied up as well, so we don't know. I mean, if Raymond Davis believed that they had guns, so there must have been something. But anyway, one of the wives of the victims who were killed by Raymond Davis, she committed suicide, thinking that she's not going to get justice. By the way, so if you're having suicidal thoughts, please seek immediate help. There's always support. So that's what happened with her, and it was a major diplomatic crisis back in 2010, 11, I think it was, or maybe 9, 2009. I can't remember exactly, but anyway, back in that time, it was the Dari government. Pakistani government wanted to send him back, but there was growing pressure that, hey, you guys have sold your mothers to United States. Don't send him back. Obviously, these apes didn't know what diplomatic immunity is. So I think he was eventually released in the dead of the night. He was flown out of Pakistan under Vienna Convention diplomatic immunity. But he was a thug, because apparently what happened a few years later when he went back to America, in an American parking lot, he had a road rage incident with someone, and he bashed some shoppers over a parking spot dispute or something. So he did end up going to jail, but only for a few few years. I think he's out already now. But yeah, so diplomatic immunity, guys, if you want to use your diplomatic immunity, at least use it for something as serious as that, not over a $1.70 chocolate bar.
To help me produce more videos like these, support me on Patreon or PayPal.